We got our boy here. We're going to do a tier list. Let's start the physique check. Okay, so he's got more of a medium chest. This chest could absolutely be big. We're seeing a good amount of sweeping going on. The chest comes a little bit more than halfway down the arm. He's got a little bit higher insert shoulders. This chest could look relatively massive. He's got more of a medium torso. It's not a short torso, but he still could have a more stacked look. I think the chest has a lot of potential here. For that reason, we're going to say that the chest is A tier potential. Looking at the shoulders, they're not necessarily going to be super big, but they are going to augment the chest really well. I would say that they have A tier potential, but not in the same reason. They're going to be more of a support muscle group. It's like whenever you're playing games, this is a support role. It's not the main damage per second, right? This is not the big hitter. The chest is the big hitter, not the shoulders. If we look at the arms have a lot of real estate to develop, and he's probably going to have to put on a lot of mass, especially because his back is growing really well, and his chest has a good amount of real estate, and his chest already has pretty good genetics. So looking at the arms, it's going to be the triceps especially that he's going to need to develop, but it's going to be both that are going to be a little bit tough. So I'm going to say that the triceps and biceps, they have B tier potential, but right now we're hanging out closer to C tier, and he's just going to have to gain a lot more mass before the arms really fill out, and even then, they might still not be that bodybuilding disproportionate size kind of saturated appearance. Looking at the abdominals and the obliques, we're beginning to get that look, but we don't quite have anything yet. The obliques are going to have some shape though, because what you can see right here, you can see the kind of the beginning of the sweep. You can see the right kind of shape going on between the oblique, the lat, and kind of the teres. So this oblique is looking good. The abdominal genetics, he probably is rocking some triangles with the rectangles right here, and it's going to take some time for him to get the thickness, but because he has been developing his back, what we're going to see is as he continues to develop thickness in the back, we're probably going to see more thickness in the abs over time. So I feel like the abs are going to come up. Right now, I feel like the abs are C tier, but they definitely have B tier at least potential. And then the obliques, they actually have A tier potential, and I'm going to say that they're going to be right up there with his chest and shoulders. Looking at kind of the forearms, we don't really see anything crazy going on with the forearms, but they do have good shape and saturation from this rear lat spread. But overall, I think the amount of mass in the arm and forearm are kind of similar. So he's probably going to fill out a little bit more in the torso first, and then the arms are going to be one of those things where it's a weakness that he brings up later on in his lifting career. Maybe they get significantly better, but I would say that the chest and the back, these are the things that are growing really well. So I see him having the best genetics for those things. With that said, I'm going to say forearms, they have B tier potential, but right now we're going to call them C tier. So this is going to be kind of his late game. All of this will come up, but it still makes sense for him to get his base foundational shape with all these A tier muscle groups. Looking at the lats, easy A tier. Looking at the erectors, easy A tier. Very good genetics and inserts and development going on. He's done a great job within just a year. Also, look at the infraspinatus. Most people are not having a lot of infraspinatus whenever they are doing their lat spread. Now, he is more externally rotated with this arm compared to this arm. So that is going to pop it out more, but we see it. And that's one of the big deals whenever it comes to the lat spread. Same thing with the teres, really good. I would say the traps, he could have a little bit more thickness, or he might have to lean back with a pose just a little bit more. But overall, I really like the back. I'd say it has A tier potential. We're going to say B tier upper back for now, just because the traps, they just don't have the same level of thickness that we're starting to see with kind of the lower back. And this is a rare case. Most people develop the lower back at the end, whereas this guy has developed a lower back really before he's developed a middle back or an upper back. So pretty awesome in what you can do with the shape, because I would say that it's a lot harder to get this than to get this. And he's going to get this over time anyways by just continuing to do his pull downs, grow his shoulders, do any kind of rows. And then it's just a matter of the legs. Do we got some legs? Do we got some calves? We'll find that out another day. But if I had to guess, he probably would have some wheels, because you don't get a back like this unless you're able to do some sort of deadlift or squat. I don't know. What do you guys think?